Hello, everyone. I'm Cynthia Izaguirre in Dallas, and here are your headlines from North Texas. Residents are suing an apartment complex in Fort Worth after being forced from their homes for weeks now. It's the latest fallout from a massive fire that ripped through the Cooper apartments in June. And some residents are fed up waiting on a resolution. Some of them sat down with Adriana de Alba to talk about this new step.
Starting to run towards the middle again.
6 weeks after the fire took nearly everything.
There's no closure. When is this going to end?
The fire that's going to the west.
People who lived at the Cooper apartments in Fort Worth
It's been an emotional toll.
have more questions than answers. Hours have turned to weeks without access.
Fluffy words, very little action.
That's why on Wednesday, a group of residents filed a $1 million lawsuit.
They have put a wall between them and 834 people, and that's why we're here.
49 residents and counting sued the complex, property managers, and electricians. The lawsuit alleges negligence led to the massive 6-alarm fire, and that residents' needs were ignored.
I was at home when it all happened.
A life-altering and frustrating time for plaintiff Zaire Harris, who has no furniture or basic needs.
Anxiety, thinking about it before you go to bed.
Residents have still not been allowed back into their units.
Get your stuff, girl.
And many have run out of patience.
I hope we get to the bottom of what happened.
Attorney Katie Steele says tenants' rights were violated. There are things people will never recover.
Pets, loved ones' ashes that they will never be able to get back.
A spokesperson for the Cooper apartments only telling us we are reviewing the allegations in the lawsuit and are unable to comment. After the fire, life circumstances have only worsened for McReynolds. With no ID, he had no way to travel.
I was not able to board a plane to go to my mom's memorial. I have to live with that for the rest of my life now.
This lawsuit, his last resort for accountability. In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana de Alba.
The Texas Senate is in session and considering the future of Fort Worth ISD. The district is at risk of being taken over by the state after the Leadership Academy at Forest Oak 6th grade school received 5 consecutive unacceptable ratings. The Texas Education Agency and Senate Education Committee are discussing installing a board of managers. That's what happened when the state took over in Houston ISD. The state education commissioner says he will be making personal visits to Fort Worth schools.
I've had multiple interactions with the leadership team in Fort Worth. I'll be going back and doing some on-site visits as soon as school starts up. I want to get a good basis for the facts on the ground.
Fort Worth ISD is taking steps to avoid a takeover. They've passed a literacy resolution and extended the school year at these 16 campuses to boost performance. As more people and new businesses move in, we are seeing a lot more trucks on the road. Mesquite police say that comes with a growing responsibility. And as Matt Howerton shows us, they've assembled a new team to track the trucks.
Before trucks like these hit the roads in Texas, they're supposed to hit the books, log books, way stations, rest stops, and now there's a new unit in Mosquite making sure they do. Distribution centers don't just dot the landscape in Mosquite anymore, they are multiplying. You see, this is no longer just a suburb, it's a pit stop on one of America's busiest corridors, I-30, which means more of us sharing the road with 40 tons of what makes the world go round.
They're already out doing inspections and trying to make the roadways safer.
Mesquite PD, they've noticed. They've created a new commercial vehicle enforcement unit, 3 officers patrolling in these new trucks that carry a number of portable scales, helping them weigh freight if they see a trailer sagging at the seams or tires buckling.
They can actually check their log hours to make sure they're stopping as required by law.
This week they issued their first ticket to a driver with 2,000 pounds over the freight limit.
That does affect the load, the way it's carried, the way the vehicle or the tractor trailer can react.
And the new unit comes on the heels of one of the deadliest semi-crashes so far in North Texas this year. In June, an 18-wheeler struck a line of stop traffic, killing 4 in the McKellar family and another 49-year-old from Dallas. The driver accused of falling asleep at the wheel. This new team in Mesquite can also assist in accidents.
Typical patrol officer is not going to have a lot of knowledge in the realm of tractor trailer safety, what's required by law.
So in a city where traffic keeps getting heavier, Mesquite PD making sure the law carries more weight too. In Mesquite, I'm Matt Howerton.
Two rival gangs have signed a peace treaty less than a week before students start a new school year in Dallas ISD. This truce could be critical when it comes to their safety. And as Brittany Moncrief reports, it could go a long way toward ending the violence less than 4 months since a school shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High School.
The outside gives no indication of the lives being transformed inside.
It took a lot to get to y'all being right here.
But in order to understand what it all means, we have to take you back to April 15th.
Breaking in to just tell you that there has been some sort of incident at Wilmer Hutchins High School.
Dallas police say 17-year-old Tracy Haynes Jr. opened fire inside of Wilmer Hutchins High School, injuring 4 students and this teacher.
I just see like my glasses in my hands and I'm like, I feel like a burning on my face.
And for the first time, we're hearing from the students who came face to face with the shooter. That's scholar athlete Jaquil Rogers on school surveillance, lying on the ground after being shot while trying to scoot away from the shooter.
It just made me like anything can happen anywhere.
Elijah Jones and Chris Wade were there too. Chris stood next to Jaquil.
He could have been dead or I could have been dead because we both was right there when it happened. Like, it was unexpected. It just came out of nowhere.
Roughly 8 hours after that shooting, the South Dallas nonprofit Urban Specialists helped the shooter turn himself into police. But what looks like an end is actually just the beginning. Antong Lucky is the president of Urban Specialists. While the motive of the shooting is unclear, what has become clear to Antong is an active gang rivalry in southern Dallas.
We started working with one young man that brought us another one,
2 gangs we've learned are known as 5K and Channel 4.
I saw myself in these young men. They live this duality of want to do the right thing, but the environment, the influences, the social media, everything else tell them you have to be this certain way.
Through talks like these,
We got a lot of partners that's dead, we got a lot of partners locked up.
the teens open up about their own survival.
I gotta get my family out of here, so I wake up, do what I gotta do.
We really truly trying to do something different with y'all. And y'all be those leaders who lead the next generation.
It's the first time we talked about it with somebody.
Is it the first time somebody listened?
Yes, ma'am.
When people say tough on crime, we gotta be tough on love.
Don't judge a book by its cover. We got a good heart.
Hearts unwilling to settle for what's been.
Just time for a change.
Now looking to what can be. A truce between rival gangs, the first in almost 25 years since Antong, a Blood, signed a peace treaty with Crips.
These young people's lives matter. And we're gonna teach people to see past them as the villain and see them as heroes.
Everybody gotta be on the same page.
Living through a very scary lesson, and now leading the change. In South Dallas, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
April's shooting at Wilmer Hutchins happened just weeks before graduation. Jaquil Rogers and Chris Wade were not able to walk across the stage, but take a look. Urban Specialists gave them a graduation of their own at Fair Park. The two also received scholarships for Urban Specialists, the Bishop Omar School of Entrepreneurship. And those are your headlines from North Texas.